Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I've missed you guys so much. I know it's been a while since I brought you into my world. Actually, my world has been pretty chaotic for this past few months. If you've been following me, you know I lost my job some months ago. If you're new here, welcome. In my YouTube channel, I talk about everything and anything. I sing, I cook, I talk about life in Germany, and I talk about educative stuff. Today we're going to be deep diving into what it was like to lose my job in Germany. How did we get here? Being a pharmacist, one day employed and the next day unemployed. In the last video, I promised you I was going to go into a deep dive of like the severance pay and everything in between. So let's start in the beginning. How did it all happen? How did we get here? One day I was celebrating the fact that I had a new job. They don't give me reply. I'm getting my contract by the end of the week. Oh my god, I'm so hoping to celebrate my achievements for the year.
Bag for pop today. For my license, I finished practice today. Mean I can go and get my driving license. For a new job, for Marion's birthday, and for every other good thing. This is Ala Sante for us all. So let me pop. Cheers. Let's put a glass and drink. Man, it's been hard. So, cheers.
So starting my new job on the 14th of February 2022 and having them celebrate my birthday on the 28th of February 2022, and then to driving for the last time to my job in November 2024. 3 years went by really fast. I enjoyed my job every day until I did not, and until I got laid off. Here are the last thoughts I had on the last day I was driving to work. This feels like a dream. You know, I still can't believe everything that's happening. Like, I don't yet feel the sense of loss. Like, I don't yet feel the sense of loss. I know it happened so fast. But still, like, this has basically been my path for the last almost 3 years. I started in February. I used to trek sometimes when I take the bus and then it stops halfway, and it was in the middle of winter. I didn't have a car. It was hard, and after maybe like 3 months I got my car. I started learning how to drive to come to work. It was cool. Finally I was a car owner. I could drive to work. I was like, this job, I'm going to keep it. Blood and sweat had gone into it. I wasn't going to give up the job for anything. But after a while I started feeling less fulfilled, you know, and I was thinking, okay, I'm going to find a new job. But the way it all happened, the way God put it together, the fact that I finally ended up being discharged. As I was saying, I ended up being discharged, you know. Early November, I was still thinking, okay, I gotta like maybe apply, find new jobs or whatever. Early November, we had a meeting. The company is sizing down. The day went like normal. I wasn't thinking that my sector would be affected, and then same day I got a call from my manager. You've been chosen. And it was a wave of emotions. It was first of all like shock, and then it was just like, okay, all right, this is what's happening, and relief, and then a little bit of like it was shock, it was relief, and then it was like, how will I put it? What's the third emotion? I forgot what the third emotion was. I wrote it down somewhere. But yeah, it's been a while now. I gotta embrace my new reality, I guess. I'm hopeful that I'll find a new job sooner than later. Today is my last day driving this path. This very path I've driven for years. And then suddenly in the space of like 1 month, less than 1 month, in the space of weeks, I have to like stop driving this path. You know, I say to people, it's like when you're expecting a baby and you're thinking, okay, the baby is going to come on the 9th month, and then the baby comes on the 8th month. Because it's not like I was expecting to be in this company for the rest of my life, but it's that it happens. Yeah, so for me, this has been a suddenly kind of issue. Suddenly she didn't have the job anymore, or she had to leave the job. The good thing is the afternoon has been good, or it was good. It wasn't initially good. I had to take a lawyer, and even in taking the lawyer, it's like many people didn't like encourage me to do that, but something within me told me I should go that path, and I took that path, and everything turned out better than expected. My hope and prayer is truly to get the job of my dreams in the next few months. But yeah, come with me as we drive the last day for the last time on this path into Taunusstein to go return my work equipments. Yeah, this will be the last time I'm driving this part for work purpose. Maybe someday I might come down this path again for something else, but it won't be work related to go to work as I used to go in Taunusstein, SKS Institute for Seniors. Yeah, that's my reality now. So coming to the part which most of people might be interested in, how was the severance pay paid out? What was the calculation behind? Well, in Germany there is a rule: when you have stayed in a company for a number of years, the severance pay is usually your brutto Gehalt. That means your brutto pay for the month times a factor of 0.5 times the number of years which you've spent in that company. And basically that's what my company was offering me. But because I was able to take some lawyers and they were able to negotiate for me, I got my brutto, and my factor was not 0.5 anymore, it was 1. You know, if you have, for example, a brutto of 2,000 euros per month, and then you're supposed to multiply it by a factor of 0.5, that brings you to 1,000 euros, which you're going to pay out in your severance pay. But the lawyers were able to negotiate for me, so my factor became 1, and they got me, instead of 3, because I'd been there for 3 years, you know, instead of 3, they got me 5. You know, like they calculated it as if I'd been there for 5 years. So at the end of the day, I got my brutto, I got a factor of 1, and this was paid out for 5 months instead of 3 months. And that is how everything was calculated. Of course, I'm not going to tell you exactly how much it was, because it's going to be individual for every person based on your brutto and how long you have been in a company. But I'm just telling you this so that you get a feel of how much you can get in case you're having to face something of this sort. I was recording and I forgot to mention, when you get all that money, what you get paid out is not actually what I said, but you get paid out money after tax deduction. So all that money I talked about, you still get to pay like 40% of it for taxes. So what's left for you is what you get after tax. So I was made redundant and I accepted this offer because for me there were 2 things. It was like, 1, I had already been feeling a bit stagnated in that company. 2, they had already like told me they want to get rid of me. I wouldn't have, in all honesty, stayed there and worked from the bottom of my heart, giving them all of my efforts after knowing that they want to get rid of me. So for me, I just thought it was time for me to say goodbye. Life after being made redundant. Now Germany says that they need skilled workers, and most people are trying to come to Germany, but the fact is that you might be skilled and you're still jobless. That is what's happening to me at the moment, and the reason behind is because I don't want to go to the retail pharmacy to work at the retail pharmacy. Two reasons behind why I don't want to work at a retail pharmacy: health reasons. I had a herniated disc at some point of time in my life, so I've been putting in a lot of work, physiotherapy and everything, and going to stand for 40 hours a week at a retail pharmacy to work is definitely not going to cut it for me. It's going to make me to have some health issues, and at the end of the day it might be counterproductive, since as I've worked so hard on my health. I don't want to go back to the retail pharmacy. The second reason behind is because I have 3+ years in the pharma industry of experience, and I want to build up on it. Now, the pharma industry is a competitive market, so me being a pharmacist and looking for a job in the pharma industry doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to get one soon, especially now with the current job market. Things are really tough. However, I am hopeful. So that is exactly where I am at this moment, and I thought this year at least I should get back to you guys and give you full transparency of how things went, because I did promise that to you. And I'm also hopeful that being February, God is going to do something for me. I mean, the last job I had, which I lost, was got in the month of February. Yeah, so that is how things have been, and it's unfortunate that the job market, not just in Germany but worldwide at the moment, is the way it is. I'm however hopeful that I'm going to get a job, and a good job. When I get it, I'll be here to share a report live and direct, and of course to give glory to whom God is due, to whom glory is due, God who gave me the job. So for today, I gotta go to the Agentur für not Agentur für Arbeit, aber Bildungszentrum. That's where you like go and they like look through your CV and propose things to you and work with you on how to get a new job. Today I'm going to be doing a Bewerbungsfoto. That means I'm going to be getting a photo from my CV. They helped me already to get a new CV, and we've been working a lot on several things, and I'm truly hopeful. Yeah, so pray for me wherever you are, and see you next time in my next video. I hope that this video was able to give you a detailed rundown of like how things were, this plus the other video, that you have a better insight of how things can be. Life is very unpredictable. One day you might be up, but the next you're down. However, don't forget, the only way when you've hit rock bottom is up. So if you're going through a hard time, keep that in mind. Keep your feet strong and everything will be fine. Okay, that was that for today. It was a quick one, and I hope I gave you some value for your time. Look around and see if you can find any other videos you're interested in, and of course we'll keep in touch. I'll be back next time with a new video, and when I'm back, I hope to see you. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. If you have, please like, thumbs up the video. If it gave you any value, share it with people who might need it, and see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.